Welcome back, part 3. The knowledge continues, the learning continues. What I want to look at now are the sample decks in Traktor. Now, the sample decks are very powerful tools in the program. And by default, they're located in decks C and D. Traktor gives you the ability to have a third and a fourth deck available at any time. In the S4, you have dedicated channels on the mixer for it, and you can actually get these going by going to the preferences, which I did Command comma for, or you can go to the gear icon up here, and I went to decks, and you can enable C and D. That will give you your third and fourth decks. And then in the top here, under deck flavor, you have the option to choose track deck, sample deck, or live input. I'm going to leave the settings I had now for the routine, but what I'm about to show you in the third deck here, deck C, you could actually have going for all 4 of your decks. You could just be a sample, guys. So yeah, let's focus in here on deck C in the bottom left corner. And pretty much we have 4 slots here where we can have different sound clips. Now there are 2 modes for playback within a sample deck. One of these modes is the one shot, where it just plays the sample and then it stops. It's not quantized or anything like that. It just plays. So that's actually what I have right now with the drum sounds. I hit the kick and it plays the kick. I have a snare and a clap. It plays the snare and the clap. And as you may have noticed, I can actually trigger these simultaneously to have sort of really like a drum machine kind of experience. You know, like swooshes or like Mixmaster Shiftee, cutting it up. That can all play at any time you want during your mix. I'm personally partial to a Shiftee whisper, so I'll be mixing and all of a sudden go Shiftee. But you do whatever you want. There's another mode of playback, though, which I'm incorporating here in my second sample slot, the loop playback. In the loop playback, it will actually quantize to whatever the master tempo is. So right now, my master tempo is something like 95 beats per minute. Regardless of what that was recorded at, it will play at 95 beats per minute perfectly in sync. So let's play my loop, and you'll see what I mean. So that's playing in sync. If I were to say, I can actually change the tempo here. If I were to make it faster, it'll actually play faster. Now having to do that manually is kind of annoying. I only did it for the purposes of this particular routine, but the default in Traktor is actually whichever song has been playing the longest without an interruption, that's going to be your master track by default. So you don't have to go in here and change anything. If you have a sample playing, you loaded a new track at a different tempo, it's actually going to switch. You know, you can take the different parts of your productions, have them as loops in the sample decks and sort of play your songs live and then mix on top of them. Or DJs, you can grab different loops that you like, you know, throw your hands in the air, throw your hands in the air, and then whenever you want, that can be a part of your DJ set, totally in sync. Now you may be saying, like, Shiftee, what am I, the Smithsonian? Like, where am I going to get all these samples from? And first, Traktor comes with a bunch of demo loops and one-shots. And secondly, you can actually drag loops and samples from your decks and drop them in these slots, and they'll save after a few playbacks. So you can actually grab your loops and samples from your own tracks and have those be a part of your library. Furthermore, I can even grab my loop deck and drag it into one of these slots. So any of these things that you build, they can then be loops that you just load up into a loop deck or load up into a track deck. The other thing I wanted to point out, I have the ability here to have a live input. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. And what's great is that I can put Traktor's effects on it. So on the screen, the effects panels are sort of in the upper corner. On the S4, they're on the exact same place, and I can choose which effects panel 1's on the left, effects panel 2 is on the right. I can choose which effects panel is working on my deck simply by selecting the 1 or the 2 up here. So, for instance, if I put on effects panel 1 and I have a transpose stretch, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. My name's Shiftee. You can sound way cooler than you do in real life. or way less cool. And what's even crazier is all that stuff, because it's coming through the program, I can affect it and actually add those to my loop recorders. So in my loop recorder session, I added all these things. I added drums playing samples in one-shot mode. I added this tech house lead looping in sync. And then I added my own voice, actually, with effects, all into this one sort of thing that's going independently of all the decks. So that's playing. I added all these things to it, and then I still have the ability to mix in sort of the more traditional way. So that was a brief whirlwind tour of some elements of Traktor Control S4. I didn't know I would rhyme there, but as you can tell, I'm a bad man on the mic. Being a DJ now is not just song A into song B. The potential is so much more. And at Dubspot, we show you both the fundamentals, the A to B, but then we also show you the so much more, the McGriddle of DJing.
Welcome to Dubspot. We believe in providing you hands-on experience right away. Whether you're completely new to music and want to turn the sounds in your head into a musical reality, or you're an experienced artist looking to refine your skills and add new tools to your arsenal, we're ready to meet you at your level. For students of all ages, all levels, and all styles of music, Dubspot is here to help you achieve your goals. With course offerings both online wherever you are and at our school in the heart of New York City, we are ready to guide you through the next phase of your musical transformation. Whether you want to produce music, DJ, or do both, you've come to the right place. Come explore Dubspot for yourself. Become a part of our community and make music.